Muhammad Ali, the most charismatic athlete to ever rock a pair of red gloves. A three-time heavyweight champ of the world who's got a legacy, a name that echoes, and achievements that are downright jaw-dropping, they say. Times make the man, but it's just fair to say Ali wasn't shaped by his times. He helped shape his era. So here are 12 of the wildest moments from the life of one of boxing's all-time greats and one of the coolest humans ever. 1. A young fighter discovers his purpose. 1954. Cassius Clay's boxing career started with anything but the ordinary. At age 12, someone swiped his Schwinn bicycle at a home exhibition in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, instead of sulking, Clay goes straight to Officer Joe Martin, ready to throw hands with the bike thief. Officer Martin, being the wise guy he is, gives Clay the lowdown. Look, you gotta learn to throw punches before you challenge people, and throws an open invitation to boxing lessons. Clay takes the bait, joins the lessons, and in just 6 weeks, he won his first amateur fight. 2. Gold. At Rome, 1960, still rocking the name Cassius Clay, he burst onto the international boxing scene like a teenage tornado, with his hand and foot speed that were on an entirely different level, leaving the best international amateurs in the dust. Only 6 years after strapping on those gloves for the first time, Clay snagged the light heavyweight gold at the Olympics. Sure, he hadn't fully took on the brash persona we know today, but even then, his natural charisma was on full display. And just a month later, at 18, Cassius Clay steps into the professional ring for the first time, sealing the deal with a 6-round unanimous decision victory over Tony Hunsaker. 3. His toughest test. Yet, 1963, on a roll with an 18-0 record. And the word on the street is he's on a direct route to a championship title fight. There's just one little obstacle in his way: the British and Commonwealth champion, Henry Cooper. Everyone thought this was going to be a walk in the park for Clay, but man, did they get a surprise. The fight with Cooper turned out to be way tougher than expected. Cooper throws a nasty left hook at the end of the 4th, dropping Clay like a ton of bricks. But Clay toughs it out, makes it to the 5th round, and then pulls off a TKO to take the win. That victory sets the stage for the big league, a heavyweight world title fight with none other than WBA and WBC champion Sonny Liston. 4. The youngest heavyweight champion ever, 1964. Clay walks into the ring as this massive 8, one underdog, setting the stage for one of heavyweight boxing's greatest upsets. At just 22, he pulls off a masterful performance that left heavyweight champion Sonny Liston throwing in the towel at the start of the 7th round. Liston was the heavyweight kingpin, having demolished former champion Floyd Patterson with first-round knockouts in 1962 and again 10 months later. He was really the most fearsome dude in the ring. But Clay flips the script with this upset, making him the youngest heavyweight champion in history. 5. Changes his name. 1964. Ali sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Right after that monumental fight against Lisbon, Ali decides to shake up the scene by ditching the name Cassius Clay and taking on a new identity, Muhammad Ali. This switch wasn't just a casual whim, it was a move with profound significance. Ali had recently converted to Islam, and he felt that the name Cassius Clay didn't align with his newfound beliefs. He considered it his slave name. His spiritual mentor, Elijah Muhammad, gave him the name Muhammad Ali to cement his commitment to his faith. 6. Ali makes a statement, 1965. Rematch between the previous and the new WBC champion. It's safe to say it became one of the most talked about and controversial heavyweight title fights ever. Muhammad Ali, still fresh with his new name, steps into the ring and holds onto his seats, knocks out the former champ in the very first round. The drama happened so fast, fans barely had time to settle in. Back then, match fixing wasn't exactly unheard of in boxing, so naturally people started speculating this was another case of some behind-the-scenes maneuvering. But to this day, there's no concrete evidence that this fight was rigged. 7. The infamous question, 1997. Ali faces off against Ernie Terrell, and boy, does it get heated. Terrell, in a move that stirred the pot, flat out refused to call Ali by his new name, sticking with Clay. Ali, never one to back down, fired back, dubbing Terrell an Uncle Tom. Terrell, in interviews, played it cool, saying he just hadn't quite caught up with the whole Ali thing and was used to calling him Clay. But there was more tension in the air than meets the eye. Terrell seemed to be pushing Ali's buttons, trying to get under his skin. Well, bad move. Ali, visibly incensed, smashed one of the most brutal beatings of his career. For a grueling 12 rounds, he pounded Terrell, shouting, "What's my name?" after every punishing punch. 8. Fight of the century, 1971. Ali, boasting an incredible 32-0 record, facing off against Frazier, who's rocking a solid 26-0. On that fateful night, someone's perfect record had to take a hit. It was the first time in heavyweight history that two unbeaten giants duked it out for the championship. Ali, on a mission to reclaim the belt stripped from him for refusing military induction, faced Frazier, who had become the heavyweight boss in Ali's absence. In a unanimous decision, Frazier emerged victorious, dealing Ali his first defeat. But Ali wasn't about to let a loss define him. In his own words, "Only a man who knows what it is like to be defeated can reach down to the bottom of his soul and come up with the extra ounce of power it takes to win." Ali did just that. He avenges the defeat in a unanimous decision, setting the stage for another iconic moment, the Rumble in the Jungle against George Foreman. 9. The Rumble in the Jungle, 1974. Ali wasn't exactly favored to join the exclusive club of two-time undisputed heavyweight champions, especially against Foreman, who had been on a rampage. Foreman had snagged the title from Joe Frazier and defended it against Joe King Roman and Ken Norton, all with none of the fights lasting more than 2 rounds. The build-up to the fight was as intense as you'd think, with both fighters exchanging plenty of verbal blows. When the bell rang, the 25-year-old Foreman charged out with all guns blazing against the older, composed Ali. But Ali pulls out a move straight from the textbooks, the rope-a-dope. He soaks up a serious beating from Foreman early on, luring him into a trap. Then, like a maestro, Ali takes control and knocks Foreman out at the end of round 8. 10. Thrilla. In Manila, 1975, an epic conclusion to the trilogy between heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali and his long-standing rival, Joe Frazier. It was a raw display of the true heart of champions. From the get-go, this rivalry was bitter, and the animosity lingered until the end. The fight was a seesaw of intensity that pushed both fighters to their limits. By the end of the punishing 14th round, Ali had nearly sealed both of Frazier's eyes shut. It got so dire that Frazier's corner had to make a tough call, stop the fight to prevent the risk of him losing his vision completely. That decision handed the victory to Muhammad Ali, but not without a cost. Ali himself famously stated that this fight was the closest he'd come to death. It earned the title of the ring's Fight of the Year and solidified its place on the shortlist for many fans' greatest fights of all time. 11. First ever 3-time heavyweight champion, 1978. 4 years post Ali's iconic victory in the Rumble in the Jungle, and things take an unexpected turn. Ali, the seasoned champ, faces a huge upset as 25-year-old Leon Spinks clinches a split decision win, causing Ali to lose his heavyweight championship for the second time. Leon Spinks, an Olympic gold medalist, took down Ali in 1977, but Ali wasn't one to stay down. In 1978, he stepped back into the ring for a rematch, and oh boy, did he give the youngster a boxing lesson. In a dazzling display of skill and experience, Ali secures the win, etching his name in history as the first man ever to claim the World Heavyweight Championship 3 times. 12. Greatness. Bows out, 1981. As Ali regained his heavyweight crown in the rematch against Leon Spinks, fate dealt him a tough hand. Suffering 2 back-to-back convincing losses, a rarity in his illustrious career, signaled a turning point for Muhammad Ali. The undeniable truth was evident. It was time for the legendary Ali to gracefully hang up his boxing gloves and bid farewell to professional boxing. The signs were there, his performances showing a decline over several years before the official curtain call in 1979. In reality, the toll on his body had been accumulating for years. The rounds and rounds of punishment had taken their toll. While most of the damage was probably done over the long term, the beatings he endured from Larry Holmes, and to a lesser extent from Trevor Berbick thereafter, couldn't have been anything but detrimental to his long-term health. But Muhammad Ali kept fighting until his very last day, always carrying himself like the true champion he was, is, and always will be. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the ride through Ali's moments, toss us a like. And hey, why not hit that subscribe button for more awesome moments from the ring? Catch you in the next one.